everybody, this is Diego of StratiVentures. We're here at one of our members' projects, 309 Estelle. I have Herman Walker with us here, and he's going to talk to us a little bit about the project, just so you guys get a feel of what the experience is like in renovation. Herman, we want to know a little bit more about how you got this project, and tell us a little bit of how you worked with the seller, if you don't mind.
Okay. I went to a little networking meeting. I think it might have been in the Woodlands, and I just passed out my cards, just was talking, and about 2 or 3 weeks later, I received an email with this property is for sale from a person. They didn't say anything, and so I called the owner, and the realtor person, and they says, yes, it's for sale. So he says, you want to come out and take a look? So I came out and took a look, and then we started negotiating about the price. It took about a month of negotiating, really. I thought it would be much less, but the real estate agent was doing this for another person who had just gotten the property out of probate. And once it was out of probate, then they started negotiating with the price of $220. And they had a dilapidated house in the back that needed to come down. And I told him no. I estimated maybe $5,000 or $10,000, and so I started off at $190. And then in about another week, he says, well, I got a couple others that's $210. And so a week later, he called back and says, no, they're going to take too long. Can you do this within a certain amount of time? And I told him yes. So at that time, he says, okay, we'll take the back down. But after a week, they decided they wouldn't. They says, you have to take it down. So negotiations started again. And I told him 180 at first. I did the deal analyzer to see what everything would come out to be, and I found out that was a little bit too much. So I dropped it down to 170. It took him a week to come back and say, okay. So when he said okay, it was done. So it took about 3 weeks to a month to get this negotiated with the seller.
What's your projected after repaired value?
We had projected this to be at $380,000 for the ARV.
Okay. What about the sales price final?
Probably $400. Really, the ARVs here has probably gone up since then till about $400. And because of the shortage of houses on the market and the low interest rate, we'll start there. And from there, we'll see what happens.
Okay, now, one of the things, obviously, is going to be what your repair cost, what your purchase price, and then your eventual sales price that you said hitting the $400,000 price point. What was your total purchase price?
Purchased the property for $170,000. And then the repairs turns out to be about, $90,000.
Okay, so the repairs were $90,000 because the age of the property obviously needed a lot of mechanical, electrical, and pretty much a full renovation of the property. Tell us a little bit about the renovation that was done.
Well, the renovation was pretty complete. We had to put in new plumbing, new electrical wires. Everything was new, including the air conditioning and heating. There was no air conditioning and heating at the beginning. They just had gas heaters here on each floor, but there was no central air and heating. We put in new central air and heating, all new plumbing, all new wiring, and new kitchen, entirely new kitchen. And in there we had a microwave oven, gas stove, and garbage disposal and dishwasher, and the sinks and everything.
Okay. The house looks absolutely amazing. Did you have any help with any selection, design, materials, or was that a Herman Walker mentality that did this project?
No, I went by our decorator, Maria. She put everything in the spreadsheet and came out 3 or 4 times when I had questions. And so everything here, she actually, it's her renovation of what to put in the house.
Okay, great.
From the floors to the walls to the painting even.
Okay. Now let's talk about a little bit about the numbers. You said you used an analyzer, and in that analyzer, inputting all the data, that gave you the confidence to pull those, to make that offer. Am I understanding this correctly?
You're correct. Anything that I go out, I've looked at a lot of properties, put them in the deal analyzer, and I decided not to be greedy because it was go over the numbers, and it wouldn't work. I've looked at 20, 30 properties until this one came along. When this one came along, all the numbers came out right, that you could make some money with it, and we went with that, with what the deal analyzer said.
Okay. And one last thing here is there's always ups and downs and hiccups in every one of these projects, right? It can never be flawless with no mistakes or things that arise. What was the unforeseen things that came from this project? Well,
first, this property was built in 1927. When I first looked at it, I thought all of the sheetrock and everything was good. And so when we started putting in the windows, we noticed there was termite damage. And we pulled more sheetrock off, and there was more termite damage. And everywhere we pulled off sheetrock, it was termite damage. But it looked like damage from 20 or 30 years ago. The property was built with good wood, so all of it wasn't bad. And you had termites even in the floors. These were wood floors here. So all of that had to be fixed. So we took all of the sheetrock off. Anything that was bad on the floors, we did that. And also we added a bathroom, and we added a master bedroom. So we have 2 bathrooms. One bathroom in the house was very small, so we made that a bigger bathroom. Okay. And then we put in another bathroom. And so this turned out to be a 3-bedroom, 2-bath property. Mm-hmm. But there's I guess a bonus you'd call it, is an addition upstairs with a loft, which is quite large, or go upstairs with it. And so that was the sort of the bonus thing that I didn't realize at first, how much bonus of it. So the house turned out to be, when I bought it, was like 1,070 square feet. It's now 1,300 feet.
Great. So you used the overall aesthetics of the property, added that square footage in the attic area, and gained the 1,300 square feet that you needed in order to hit the comparable values on the property around here.
It was already built out, but it was sort of old. Okay. But since it was there, we figured it would be grandfathered in, which it was grandfathered in. Another thing with the termites, not only were they on the inside, they were on the outside. This house has decorative brick on the outside, and they had it all over the house. So when we took the windows out, and you looked down, and there was termites on the outside. Mm-hmm. So we had to take half of the brick off all around the house and put up siding, which turns out to be pretty good. So all of that was new also.
Right. Well, guys, you're going to see a lot of pictures when this video here gets posted, and also during the footage. This is a great learning experience. Obviously, I think the age of the property causes a lot of things to happen, but most of all, just know that StratiVentures, a lot of its members using the analyzers, using selections and design. Remember, don't take these projects on your own. Follow your data, and make sure you make a confident offer knowing you have a support structure behind you.